Hello and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. I am A.H.P. I'm an author and I also do business. Now today's video is for that part of my channel where we talk about business, and basically I'm going to be sharing with you the 10 business ideas and investment opportunities that you can do in Tanzania. For this video, however, I'm going to just share with you 10. No, sorry, I'm going to share with you 5, and then I'll come back with a part 2 of this video and share with you the last 5, okay, business and investment opportunities that you can do in Tanzania. So let us get into today's video. Okay, I've got my notes here on my tablet, so let me get in it. Okay, I don't know what that had. Okay, so okay. All right. So number 1 is Aviation Company. Okay, although road transport is responsible for 80% of transportation of passengers from one spot to another, simply because the aviation industry is still a growing one. Tanzania has 4 international airports and 5 airline companies. Okay, if you are an accredited investor looking towards investing in Africa, it would pay you to establish your own airline company in Tanzania. Okay, no doubt it is expensive to start an airline company, but the truth is that it is a highly profitable business enterprise, and the government of Tanzania is ready to issue license to investors that are willing and have what it takes to invest in this sector. So if you have a lot of money and aviation company is something that you want to go into, then Tanzania is one of those countries that you can still do that because of of its airline means of transportation. There's still space for basically development in that area. Okay, number 2 is the Tobacco Manufacturing Company. Okay, Tanzania is notable for the cultivation of large quantities of tobacco. If you're looking towards starting a manufacturing company in Tanzania, you should consider starting your own tobacco manufacturing company. The truth is that if you establish this kind of business in Tanzania, you'll have access to cheap raw materials and also cheap labor. Okay, the international market for tobacco manufactured in Tanzania is indeed encouraging. So there is a high profit, okay, in the international market. However, I like to put out a disclaimer out there. I don't smoke and I don't encourage such behaviors or anything like that. So I just like to put it out there. Number 3 is tea and coffee production. Okay, the soil composition and climatic condition in Tanzania is highly suitable for the cultivation of tea and coffee. So if I was in Tanzania, this would be one of the business opportunities that I would go for, just because I have that desire for agriculture. And if you are not following my agricultural page, you can go and do that. It's on Facebook as well as on Instagram. It's called A.H.P Food Stores. That's where I grow all my crops. Okay, indoors at the moment, but when I do get my garden, then it will be outdoors as well in the summertime and spring. Okay, but in the winter I do indoors because I have a greenhouse. Okay, so yeah, that would be the area that I'd go for if I was in Tanzania. If you intend starting a business in Tanzania, it would pay you to establish your own tea and coffee production company. Okay. the truth is that you would have a lot of leverage, ranging from arable land for the cultivation of tea and coffee to cheap labor. Okay. Another perspective you stand to enjoy when you establish your tea and coffee manufacturing company in Tanzania is that you won't have to struggle to sell your products because there are large international market for tea and coffee produced in Tanzania. All that is expected from you is to explore international market if you truly want to make it big with this kind of business. So in order for you to scale your business outside of Tanzania, you have to look at international market. So I would say look at other African countries, look at places where they drink a lot of tea and a lot of coffee. UK is one of those international market that you can look into because we do drink a lot of coffee and a lot of tea in this country. Okay. And if you look in our supermarkets, there's a variety of tea and coffee. If you want to see a video of the teas and coffees that we have in this country, put it in the comment section and I'll do a mini vlog showing you one of our supermarkets, okay, where they sell tea and coffee. So you have an idea, okay? If you'd like to see that video, put it in the comment section, let me know. Number 4, food processing company. Tanzania's agri sector, which is agricultural sector, can boast of large cultivation of crops like corn, cassava, sweet potatoes, beans, bananas, millet, tobacco, coffee, and tea. But the major challenge that this sector is facing is the preservation of this crop. Okay, if you have the capacity to establish a food processing plant in Tanzania, you would definitely reap good returns on your investment, especially when your commodity is cheaper than the ones imported from other countries. Okay, so if your food products are cheaper than other countries, the ones that are exported from other countries into Tanzania, then you are better off actually starting a manufacturing plant where you are able to preserve these food for the people, okay, and sell it to the market within Tanzania and outside of Tanzania. Number 5, before I go off, okay, number 5 would be the last one, before I go back and come back to with the last 5, okay. Travel and tourism business. Again, if I was in Tanzania, I would go for the food processing and also the travel and tourism business, okay? Just because, fun fact, I always say I actually studied leisure and tourism in college, and I also studied travel and tourism in college because I wanted to be a travel researcher. Yes, I wanted to travel around the world and get like the ideas, the results in all those places that different countries have, then bring the information back, create catalogs for people and for specific travel agencies, okay, for people to book their holidays and stuff like that in different countries. But I no longer do that. I'm just into other kinds of business, okay. So Tanzania is a major tourist destination in Africa. The travel and tourism sector is responsible for the employment of over 10% of the country's labor force. Okay. Presently, the travel and tourism industry is considered to be the fastest growing sector in Tanzania, and it is very much open to investors. So if you are looking for investment opportunity, that is one to go for, especially in Tanzania if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so so let's continue. So if you are looking forward to establishing your own business in Tanzania, then you should consider starting your own travel and tourism company. Okay, so that is it. I would like to to just mention that you don't necessarily have to be outside of Tanzania to invest in these business and investment opportunities. Even those of you who are Tanzanians in Tanzania can take advantage. This is why I create these videos. It's literally so that people within the African countries or the countries where I share these videos for this information with would be able to actually start up their own businesses. It's a way of empowering you individuals out there in your different countries, in terms of business, so that you are able to have your own money, you have your own means of income, and also be able to employ others. Yeah, so that you're economically empowered, especially country. At the moment, I'm focusing on Africa because a lot of African countries often complain about lack of employment, but I keep telling African countries that entrepreneurship is the new normal, and that is the area that God intends us to actually go into in order to create wealth and to accumulate wealth. Because the government is not necessarily always going to be on our side, and that is why you see there's a lot of lack of employment in many countries. So as an entrepreneur, make the most of these ideas that I'm sharing with you, especially in your own countries, or even if you're thinking of going back to the countries where I am sharing these entrepreneurial ideas. You'd be able to put these into practice, as long as of course you have the capital, you know the idea that you want to go for, you are able to borrow capital if you don't have your own capital, or raise capital in order to start and then scale your business to the point where you are now financially independent. Okay, so again, if you have any questions to do with business, whether you're in Tanzania or outside of Tanzania, in any country where you're watching me from, feel free to put it in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. They don't necessarily have to be in regards to the business opportunities and investment opportunities that I've shared on this particular video. They can be about business in general. Okay, if they're too personal for the comment section, you can send me a DM on any of my social media platforms. They are listed in the about section of my channel. You can send me a DM on my Twitter, my Facebook, and my Instagram. And also for more entrepreneurial content, you can follow my page called Dynamic Entrepreneurs. That is where I share more business orientated content. Okay, until then, have a good evening, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.